Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster with the Sunflower Field. So one thing I want to go ahead and point out, I believe it's because I have some stats that are negative, but like I mentioned before, sometimes the depending if you use like special characters and things like that, it can mess up with getting the URL. So if you end up ever getting something like this as your URL, that means it didn't work. More than likely, it's probably because you have a negative stat, or you're using some sort of special character somewhere, or you just have a lot of text in the the abilities and impairments or something. So what you have to do is literally just copy this entire thing. It's messy, but if you copy and paste it, then you can just open the link in a new tab and go from there. So anyway, where we last left off, we just defeated the White Lion for a second time. Suffered quite a bit of injuries. What was it? Aya lost an arm. Lily Black and Hatate lost a rib, broke a rib, and we used up one founding stone. We have one founding stone left. Generally, you're going to run out of these pretty quickly, and there's not really any reliable way of getting more of them. There's some events where you can get another, but beyond that, it is what it is. Anyway. So first things first, we need to do our settlement phase. So survivors return. I've already done all the healing. Gain endeavors, 1 per survivor. We do have Renazuki as a tinker, which gives +1 endeavor when a returning survivor. So we get 5 endeavors instead of 4. So we'll drag out these as usual. And I'll make a copy of one. Okay, so we have 5 endeavors. Next is update the timeline. So we're going to go to year 3 now. Timeline shows nothing. We have no events. We do need to do a settlement event though. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Draw. Flip. Stranger in the Dark. Settlement event. Roll 1d10. Alright, so we'll roll 1d10. 9. The stranger is desperately clutching a founding stone, naked and covered in blood. Gain +1 population and 1 founding stone gear. So speaking of random events possibly getting you a founding stone, that was rather good. So one thing I want to check real quick. Yeah, it just says all new survivors, so it doesn't necessarily have to be newborns. So we do get 1 population. I'll make it female. And of course, we'll immediately name her when the time comes. Well, time comes now. I believe we're right now on Mountain of Faith. We'll mark it as green to show that's the current one. All right. 1, 2, 3. There are 7 left. So slash 1d7, 3, 1, 2, 3, we get Nidori. So Nidori is our new one. Okay. And that should be it. 10, 12, yep. And we're up to a population of 12. And we got back a founding stone, which is great. It would actually go to our settlement storage, but I'm just going to have it on our gear grid somewhere. Yeah, that was a good one. It was a little intimidating because the card has like a black, title essentially, which is usually like traps and stuff. But this one's actually pretty safe. It has a lot of unique little event type things. But yeah, we got the a couple of these actually give you plus population, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and put it back in, shuffle it. And next is update death count, check milestones. I don't think we hit any milestones. Again, I think it's 15 I have to get for the population. I mean, it might have changed, but I don't think it has. I don't think it's in the rule book. So if I have to look it up, I'll have to open the box. But that's okay. I don't like opening the table of contents in this book because the binding, it wears away the binding. But that's all right. All right, just checked it. Yeah, 15 population, so we don't trigger it. There is another one that we will trigger probably a bit sooner, which is if we have 5 innovations. Right now we have 3. All right, develop. All right, so that's it. We get to start our settlement phase. So real quick, I'll just get a placeholder here. Really happy that we got a new person. We need all the help we can get. A lot of our loot's been bone, which is great for weapons, but not great for armor. All right. So yeah, our top priority is probably going to start getting some armor. But first, the important stuff. 1 monster organ, 1 monster hide, 1 monster bone. Put it back in the resources, shuffle it, use one of our endeavors, and we're going to innovate. So this time we have 8 cards in the innovation deck. I believe that's accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we have. We have 8. We just got scarification and shrine added to it. So we'll shuffle this and draw 2 cards. Flip them. Of course, you can kind of see what they are because they're labeled. Shrine and Hovel. Shrine is one of our new ones. Maybe use once per settlement phase. You can do an armor ritual, which is departing survivors get +1 insanity. Or you can do a final adjustments, which is departing survivors get 1 armor in all hit locations, and then you get the shrine consequence. The shrine consequence, that might be something we want to be aware of. So the shrine consequence is sacrifice. Pointless death, -2 population, screamer, departing survivors get +1 insanity, +3 insanity. You lose all your insanity and you may remove 1 of your disorders. If you could not depart the settlement phase, you may do so now, even if you're retired. Yeah, not very useful. It hasn't been great. I think they changed it, but it's still not the best. So yeah, shrine, but the shrine itself is pretty good. Getting the armor, +1 armor to all hit locations is rather useful, especially for us when we don't have armor. And then there's Hovel, which is a home technology. You get +1 survival limit. The settlement accepts this nightmarish landscape as their home, and departing survivors gain 1 survival. So not only do we increase our max survival, but we also will start departing with 2 additional survival, which is really good. The Hovel consequences end up being more family-related things. So you get access to things like beds, family, and partnership. Okay. So both are really good. Also, Hovel can be useful for intimacies, but not really that. It's usually good for intimacy if you are doing the Protect the Young, because you get to roll nat 10s pretty often. If you have Hovels and you roll a nat 10, you actually get a special character. But getting a natural 10 with Survival of the Fittest is 1 in 100 chance. So I really like the Departing Survival is good, and the Shrine is also good. It does take an endeavor to do the armor thing, and it can fail, and you can only do it once per settlement phase. I think I'm going to take Hovel. It's something that's it's a bit more reliable, and also Hovel can help with certain events as well. So does Shrine, though, come to think of it. But yeah, I think I'll take Hovel. So we'll grab Hovel. The Hovel consequences will add 3 cards to the deck. It's going to add bed, partnership, and I believe it's family, which they're all pretty good. They changed partnership. They made it a little bit better. It used to be really, really bad. Still might not be worth the points though. Where's family? There it is. Family, family, family. There you go. So those are all the Hovel consequences. We'll add them to the deck. That'll bring us up to 10 cards. So it's getting up there. And I'll off-screen the innovation deck stuff, so give me a moment. Okay, so that's all updated. We'll need to increase our survival limit and our departing survival. So let me do that real quick. Paste and paste. So our max survival is 4 now, and our departing survival is 2, which is good. Because we need all the survival we can get so we can use our fancy abilities. Alright, so next, we need to craft some stuff. We can also consider doing some do some auguries to try to get more population. That might be something to do. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll have Renezuki do it as always. He gets +1 to the roll. If you guys don't remember, augury. If you have, if the person doing the roll has 3 understanding or higher, you get +1 to the roll. So we'll do that. So Renezuki, roll 1d10 +1. Lose 1 resource from the settlement. If you do, gain 1 understanding. I'll just put the broken lantern away. I'll take care of that. All right, and then he gets 1. He'll get +1 understanding if you do that. So he's up to 4 now. Okay. That was. That was 1 endeavor. I'll pull out another. 1d10 +1. Alright, intimacy. We'll have it still be Lily Black, even though she's probably recovering from a rib injury. Lily Black, and we'll just the same generic, nameless, and go from there. So let's go ahead and pull up the story events again, and intimacy. So this time we roll 2 dice, and we have to pick the worst result. Both the parent, the father, and the mother will have rerolls. So that's why that's why I picked Lily Black and not like Aya or something. Actually, real quick, let's go over there. Survival of the fittest. Once per lifetime, a survivor may reroll a single result. You must keep the. Okay, actually, it will be Aya. Because Aya doesn't have a reroll with the parent, but the male will. Alright, so it'll be Aya and a nameless. So 2d10, and we have to pick the worst. 10 and 7. That's not bad. So the settlement gains +1 population. The male and female survivors share a deep bond and gain 10 survival each. Alright, so that means Aya is now back up to 4. Is up to 4 survival, and I'll need to make a note that one of them has 4 survival. That was not what I clicked. Why? Come on, there we go. To width. Not the clearest description, but I know what it means. Okay, so that takes care of that. We do get +1 population as well, so I do need to update that. So we'll do that. So +1 population. Now, if we had protect the young at this point, we would have gotten twins again, which would have been useful. 3, 9, and 9. As always, I usually go females because I do all the Toho stuff. Alright, so it's going to be 1d6 now. 1. So first things first, we need to note this as blue. Show that it's a living survivor. And we get Shizuo's sister, even though these are different parents. Well, different mother at least. So we get Minariko. Okay. Alright, so that should bring that up to 11. Population's 13 now. It's not bad. We still have 2 more endeavors. I could make some stone noses or do something else, like try to build a... I don't think we have enough hide to actually do anything. We technically have 4 hide, but we're going to end up using most of that for other things. So yeah, I think we'll end up just finishing the rawhide set first before we do anything like leather. Anyway, we got 2 endeavors left. I'm going to go ahead and roll a 1d10 plus 1 again, because right now we just need to get as much population as we can. Okay, another intimacy. So same thing, same parents. 2d10. 5 and 8. 5, I think it's still good. I think it's only 3 and below that's a problem. A new survivor is brought kicking and screaming into the world. The child's eyes are free of the ink that stained the founders' faces. The settlement gains +1 population. So that brings us up to 14 population. So we're almost triggering the event, which will be nice. 14. 10. 10. And 12. Alright, and then again, we'll roll a 1d5 now as we get the rest of the Mountain of Faith. Last person, Swaku. There we go. Save it. Alright. And that leaves us with 1 endeavor left. I'll wait for the moment, and we'll see if we do 1 more. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else we would want to do with it. No, I think we're good at the moment. So, we'll update all this nonsense as always. Mano Rico. And Suwaku. Alright. And we'll close this for now. Alright, so we got some stuff we can do. Let's open the settlement locations real quick. So, with the sinew and bone, we can make a catgut bow. So that's definitely something I want to do. Also, we probably want to go ahead and get that second guitar. Get that taken care of. There's also the lion headdress, which is a specific thing that you can make with the shimmering mane. So let's pull that up real quick. Catarium. Lion headdress. It's flammable. Accessory, you may wear this in addition to one armor at this hit location. So this is one of the few exceptions where you can have 2 pieces of armor in the same spot, in this case the head. It's kind of neat because it gives you a little extra armor, but it's flammable, which can be bad in certain events. And I kind of need the 2 hide. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do catgut bow and lion claw arrow and lion beast guitar. Get all that taken care of. So, it's going to be 2 lion claws, a regular bone, a sinew, and a hide. So let's take care of all that first. So tail is a hide. A bone, 2 lion claws, and the sinew. So that ate up quite a bit of our resources. But we get some fancy stuff out of it, and that's really all that matters. I'm going to go ahead and just put the gear over here, because I might as well. So, arrow. Clawhead arrow. I can make a copy of the other thing. Catgut. Okay. Alright. Has a blue tab on top, which is nice. And I'll show off stuff about it in a second. Make a copy of the guitar, because we now have 2 guitars, and they're paired, so you can use them together. So that's good. So, yeah, I like getting training on bow, but my luck in getting training on bow has always been horrible. But it's really still very useful because they have special arrow shots that are one-time uses in battle. It doesn't use up the item; it's just a one-time use in combat or whatever. Where it just does work. I'll explain in a bit. So catgut bow, it's a weapon ranged bow two-handed. It's cumbersome, range 6, 2 speed, 7 accuracy, 3 strength, and it has a special ability. This special ability is an addition from for 1.5. Originally, it was just cumbersome and range 6. Now it has the ability called aim, where when you attack before rolling to hit, you may reduce the speed of the weapon by 1 and gain +2 accuracy for that attack. So that'll make it a 1 speed, 5 accuracy attack, which is pretty good. And cumbersome, for those who don't remember, is just like with the club. You have to spend your move and your action to shoot this thing, so you can't move and attack with it usually, which is kind of the only drawback. And then there's the clawhead arrow, which is you must have a bow in your gear grid to activate this. If you hit, monster gains -1 evasion token. You use once per showdown. This thing's classified as an item and not a weapon. This is to prevent you from having multiple clawhead arrows in the same gear grid. Now you can still have multiples of it, but it'll have to be on different gear grids, which is a way of playing it. Having a bunch of archers does sound very appealing. It's a one-use thing, but it's only 1 per showdown. And if you hit with it, it's accuracy 6, speed 1, strength 6, so it definitely can wound. But as far as the debuff is concerned, all you have to do is hit with it, and it does -1 evasion, which makes it easier for everyone else to hit it. So definitely a way to play is to have some archers with a bunch of arrows, just throw everything they got at it. And there's other arrow types that you can start picking up from other places later on. Alright, so we got that going for us. We got the second guitar, so now they can stack the speeds together. So next, so that's all of that. That was Caterium. We have essentially 2 hide, a wild card, and a bone left. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rawhide set. I think that's our best option. I want someone that at least has full set of armor, and kind of go from there. I'm just taking a look at what I would need. Yeah, I would have to get 3 hide to do it though, which kind of sucks. But it would at least give someone that's at least tanky. I am interested in some of the stuff that's over here as well, but it requires organs, and I don't really have any spare organs. I mean, I have the wild card, and that's it. In any case, let's go ahead and return the Shimmering Mane for 2 hide, and we'll use that to get the rawhide pieces, and then we're going to use the wild card as a rawhide as well. And we'll finish off the rest of the rawhide set. So that'll be the waist. I mean, I have armor for the waist, but having the full set would mean 2 armor in all locations, and that's probably a better thing to have. So raw. So we want pants, gloves, and boots. Sorry about the mouse as always. Alright, this also gives me a little bit more flexibility about what weapon I can use, since now I can use the rawhide gloves to take care of the set. Come on, stop doing that, thank you. Alright, we don't need the piece of cloth now, so I can just put that to the side for now. And the gloves and the boots both get +1 survival on departing, so essentially someone's going to, at this point it'll be a total of 4 survival for departing, which is really good. And what I'll probably do is probably give this person the guitars, whoever is going to use this set. And then besides that, I need something that has a red tab going down. Preferably something that only costs 1 bone. But the only thing I can think of is a skull helm, and that takes 2 bone unless it's a skull. Leatherworker. I mean, the Leatherworker could, but I can't get the Leatherworker. Skinnery. Sorry if you can't see. I'm just looking at the stuff and figuring out if there's anything I can mess with. It doesn't look like it. It looks like I might hold on to this last bone for now, which is fine by me. And I'm just kind of deciding what sort of weapons I really want to use for this. Because we got some options now. Yeah, we kind of have a nice array of weapons now. So we'll give you bone darts. I'll kind of finish off that set. Counterweighted axe, that has reach, so that's fine. Darts, bow, and axe. Yeah, I guess I can do something like that. What's kind of nice about this setup is everyone has everyone at least has reach, something that's longer than one range weapon. So it's not too bad. And we're not stuck with two, and we only have one weapon that's frail at this point. Or sorry, we have multiple weapons that are frail. We have the darts and the axe, but everything else is good now. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at, there's armor sets here, and there's the rawhide set. So what this will do is add an additional 1 armor to all hit locations. Rawhide provides 1 armor by itself, so that's 2 to all locations. And then whenever you perform a survival action, roll 1d10 on a 6+, gain 1 survival. So every time you spend survival, there's a in combat, there's a 50% chance that you'll get that survival point back, which is really, really helpful. All right, that takes care of all of that. Yeah, I think that's everything. All I need to do now is decide where who to send out and what to hunt. Things I still want from the Caterium. I mean, there's a few things. I really like the cat eye circlet. It's one of the best accessories to get because it lets you see where traps are. So I kind of want to keep hunting cats, and the white lion set is pretty good too. So I think I might hunt a cat. Next year we're going to be fighting something new no matter what. So I'm kind of okay with fighting a third cat. But before we do any of that, so let's go ahead and do one more 1d10 plus 1. I could get a stone nose, but I don't think we really need it. The hovel is going to kind of take care of most of our needs now. So 1d10 plus 1. Alright, we lose a resource. I'm going to get rid of a broken lantern, and Renezuki will be up to 5 understanding now. Alright. As for who I'm going to depart, I'll just handle that off screen, and I'll explain my reasoning next time. I also need to get pictures of new characters and all that set up. Anyone that has 2 hunt experience, I'll be sure to set a proficiency for. We do have some variety. We have guitars, axes, and bows available to us right now, as well as fist and tooth. So we got what we got. Alright, so I am the Depressed Hero, and this was Kingdom Death Monster. See you guys next time.